In the snowy mountains of Turkey, a hunt begins. At the peaks of the gigantic mountains lives a large, horned, mystical creature. This is the hunt for the Bezoar Ibex. Our journey begins in Istanbul, where we take an hour-and-a-half flight to Kayseri, the closest airport to our destination. At the airport, we are introduced to our PH and translator, who will be joining us on the journey. From there, we take another hour-and-a-half drive crossing over Mount Versailles towards Yahyali, our final destination. Along the route, we were mesmerized by the massive snow-covered mountains, rural landscapes, kind people, and great food. We arrived at our hotel, where we dropped off our gear and went off to dinner with our outfitter, who then informed us about our providence. Most Bezoar hunts offered by Westphalia entails driving up into the mountains and scouting for ibex, and then returning every evening to sleep in the hotel. But due to an intense snowstorm the week before, the usual way of hunting will be entirely different. The roads are blocked, and we will have to take a 10-hour hike up the snowy mountain to reach an old miners' camp where we will stay the next 4 days. The hunter, Rupert, was informed about this, but as a man who likes a challenge, he agreed. As JFK once said, "We do not do it because it's easy. We do it because it's hard." That night, we anxiously packed what we would need, prepped our snow gear, and took our last warm and comfortable sleep. The next morning, with only essential gear and enough clothes for 4 days, we loaded the car and started our journey up into the mountains. Along the way, we found a safe, open space to do some target practice, just to confirm that the gun and scope were still shooting accurately. We placed the target out at 250 meters, and Rupert laid down and took his shots. With the PH being happy about the grouping, we loaded up again and made our way to the mountains. Once we got onto the gravel road, the peaks became higher and higher, and the environment wilder and wilder. As we drove, the road seemed to disappear more and more under the snow, and eventually we had to stop, as the road had completely disappeared. Our PH informed us that this is the starting position for our hiking journey up the mountain. Before we start, I will quickly introduce the crew that will be going on this journey. First, we have the hunter, Rupert, accompanied by friend and Westphalia representative Tim Strohmeyer. Then we will be escorted by the 2 PHs, a representative from Nature and Conservation, and our interpreter. With our minds filled with doubt, but our hearts filled with bravery, we set off into the snowy mountains.
Hi friends, welcome to Central Anatolia. We are currently here with Rupert hunting for Bezoar Ibex, and as you can see, the guides are already fully packed because There's a lot of snow in the mountains, so we cannot make it with the car. So we leave our cars here. Our packs are full and we hike now up the mountains to go to a shepherd hut. And you see the mountain behind us. We go on top of that mountain, which is quite a tough stalk today. And once we're on the mountains, we will look out for big Bezoar Ibex, and then we hope we will be lucky this time.
Manage it, yeah.
We'll manage it. So we keep you guys posted. Bleibt man sei.
The first part of the journey was a steep incline with rocky terrain. It was a tough hike, but luckily we did manage to take a few rests on the way up, some even with a bit of entertainment. Our only form of hope was that the PH said that once we reached the top, it would be a flat journey from there on out.
Where's the top?
Which wasn't the case, as we later discovered. After a 4-hour hike, we finally reached the top, where we had a quick lunch with some tea.
So we reached the top of the mountains after a nice 4-hour hike. We are now on top of these beautiful hills here in the Taurus Mountains, and a little bit farther from here is our camp where we'll sleep the night, and tomorrow morning we will start looking for the Bezoar Ibex, so which is such a great scenery where we are right now. So looking forward for the first hunting day tomorrow.
But all was not as it seemed, as Rupert will now explain.
Okay, ich kann start. Na, Deutsch.
Okay, gell.
Ja, ich verstehe es nicht, wieder einmal richtig in die Scheiße gegriffen. Schaut mal her da unten, von da ganz unten hat mir der Team eine Jagd verkauft, ja, vom Autoschießen hat er gemeint. Jetzt sind wir heute von da ganz unten, ja, hier rauf marschiert. Ich habe zweimal fast einen Herzinfarkt gekriegt, aber okay. Ja. Und jetzt müssen wir noch mal hier raufgehen. Hier, so, dreh dich mal um hier.
Und nichts noch nicht.
Da oben ist schon wieder so ein schwarzes Feld. Das ist die Hütte.
Geile.
Gib mir bitte den Kopf weg. So, die Jungs sind schon vorgegangen. Film da mal hin, bitte.
Da oben.
Also,
Ja.
film there, please. Yeah. Okay. And now we have to go this way until this.
That's our camp.
Our camp is this black
House.
yeah.
But with a good spirit, we continued on. The terrain now changed from rocks and thick snow and, once again, steep hills. As we were still on a hunt, however, we often stopped along the ridges to see if we could spot any ibex. In these cases, we mostly found females or young rams. As the sun was setting, the temperatures started dropping, and we made small fires from bushes for some heat. With little light left and still a long way to go, we continued on. With only the very last light of dusk left, we reached the camp at around 7 p.m. But our problems weren't over yet. Due to the immense snowstorm the week earlier, the door to the camp was snowed in. And as if things couldn't get any worse, inside we discovered that a part of the ceiling had fallen in. and it led to snow falling into the house. But the crew quickly jumped into action, and we cleaned out the snow, made a fire, and made ourselves comfortable. After lots of tea and a good dinner, we finally went to bed. The next morning, we woke up to some of the most spectacular views on top of the snowy mountain.
So yesterday evening we finally made it to camp after a long day of hiking up the mountains to the Ibex area. We reached the camp late evening, and yeah, we had to do some preparations yesterday evening in the camp, but we made it cozy and everything. And today is a beautiful day, as you see. It's our first day hunting for Bezoar Ibex, and now we're getting some more preparations in our camps, and then we will start scouting for the first Ibex, and maybe there's a fitting Ibex and we will go for it. So.
Our first objective was to try and spot the Ibex. This meant moving to different locations and scanning the hilltops for any Ibex. Once we have seen them through the binoculars, we then take out the spotting scope and see if we can identify any trophy animals. Hunting in these mountains, however, is a game of patience. Even if you do see a trophy animal, it is likely 2 to 3 kilometers away on top of a mountain, and to get there, you would have to go down valleys, cross ridges, and climb to the top of mountains to get close. A pursuit that can take well over 6 hours to achieve. So the best approach is to look at their patterns. Once we have spotted our potential trophy, we observed its movements for the next few days. We determined where it is in the morning, by midday, and then in the evening. On day 4, we now had enough information about our trophy's movements, and very early the next morning, we would hike towards the mountaintops.
The plan is currently, because we spotted a really good one in that group, the plan is now to wait until the Bezoar will come down again, and then maybe make a try, make an approach, and maybe be lucky. But yeah, it will be a tough hunt, but let's see.
The next morning we set out at around sunrise to take our 1.5-hour hike towards the mountain across from the camp. The ibex usually stay at the foot of the mountain during the night, and as the sun rises, they make their way to the top. And this is where we would be waiting. When we arrived close to the top, we found a small ridge where we could hide behind, and Rupert set up his shot.
The second. Okay. 1, 2. The second one.
More than 80 meters. But I'm chopping the walk in front of you.
The PH then identified the right Ibex and Rupert made his shot.
380. Okay. Are you ready, guys? Okay, ready? Okay. Yeah! Yeah! Yes!
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 Yeah!
Well done! Well done! It was a
Yeah!
great!
Yeah! Yeah!
Bullet!
Wow. Fuck, he's huge. He's huge, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, man.
Thank
Yes,
you.
man. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Weapons-Dank. Fuck. And how we go there now? To the valley? Okay, we'll speak with the
Maybe we
scouts.
should order a helicopter, huh?
Oh.
So after 3 days of hiking in probably the most scenic mountains I've ever hunted in Anatolia, so in Turkey here, we managed to shoot an old Bezoar. We did a very well plan this morning, and we went up very early because we knew the Ibex go every day up that mountain. So we positioned ourselves this morning at the pass where they always go up and down. And yeah, our hunter was very lucky to place a good shot, and the old Bezoar is down. We are now on 3,000 meter altitude, which is quite high for Bezoar hunting, but it's probably the coolest Bezoar hunt I've ever been on. So congratulations,
Weapons-Dank.
and greetings from Turkey.
With the Ibex successfully hunted, we made our way down back to the camp. And with still a lot of daylight left, we packed and made our way down the mountain. The next morning we waved goodbye to the snowy mountains and took our flights back home. But the adventure never stops, as on our way to the airport the next morning, our tire burst and we were left stuck on the side of the highway at 5:30 in the morning. Luckily we managed to stop a delivery van and the driver kindly gave us a lift back to the airport.
Fucking refugees.
One important lesson learned from this hunt is, it doesn't matter how tough it gets. Always keep going and always have a good sense of humor about it.
Let's go. Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah, but out of order because full of snow. You have to shit behind. I was there.
Yeah, you see behind the shit house.
Yeah, you see
The mask is up.
yeah, the marking behind. You see the strip? The shit.
Well done, Mr.
Thank you.